Hello, and welcome to Jumpin' Johnny Gaming. This Final Fantasy VII Remake video shows you how to complete Chapter 10, a short chapter that starts with a boss fight, and then you have to navigate the sewers to get back to Sector 7. The boss is weak to fire, so use fire spells on your party and use Ifrit as the summon, and use the Elemental and Cloud's weapon so he can do extra damage when he attacks. Equip any star talismans on your party as one of his attacks inflicts poison. Use fire on his horns, and when they are alight he will douse the flames with water. One of his attacks, Backwash Spout, he sends poisonous whirlwinds, so try to avoid them, and when he goes on the wall, he will attack with Pounce, which is really hard to avoid and does a lot of damage. You'll more than likely need a heal if you've been attacked with Pounce. He also causes the Fury status, which means you get more damage done to you, but your limit break goes up faster. So up to you if you want to keep the status, or use Sedative to cure it.
Let's dance, asshole. Let's do this.
The second and final phase of the battle, he will be enraged, and his attacks will be stronger. Charge will become triple charge, and another move he does when he jumps to the wall is Backwater Blast, which will flood the area next to the boss, so run to the other side when that happens. And continue doing the same attacks you are doing. If Ifrit is summoned, use him to target the horns.
Duty calls. Before you follow your party, turn around and get the chest containing some ether. Sort out your party with however you want them. Most of the enemies in this chapter are weak to ice, and I'm going to unlock the weapon abilities as I go along. When you are unlocking the abilities, it's easier to use ATB boost, as most abilities need to have 2 ATB slots, as sometimes you've got to do different abilities. Cloud's hard edge weapon needs 2 ATB slots to activate, and to get it quicker, you do the Infinity's Edge move on a staggered enemy. The first enemy that comes up is the Final Fantasy classic enemy, the Saigon, who is weak to fire and ice staggers them easily. And easy to stagger, especially if you use ice and elemental in Cloud's weapon. They can inflict the Toad status, which means the character loses its weapon for a short time and can only do a flying kick move. When the enemy is staggered, activate Infinity's Edge as soon as possible, or the enemy might be defeated by your party members. Go up the ladder after the fight, and to the right is a chest with 2 high potions.
Don't hold back,
You got it.
just in case.
Go on.
You're done.
Bring it. That's it. Glad that's over.
Continue to follow your party and you will come across a switch to drain the water. Activate it and then go down the steps, and before you head up to the other side, go under the drain door to get a new weapon for Tifa called Feathered Gloves.
Ugh, it reeks down here. Well, the Undercity isn't exactly the prettiest place, and we're under that, so...
Head up the other stairs and you will come across a rest room. Buy the new music CD from the vending machine and rest up. Head forward past the vending machine and down the ladder. Go through to the large room and defeat some were-rats, and then through to the next large room, and you will face a new enemy, crab creatures called Scissor Claws. They are weak to ice, and when they enter guard stance, any physical attacks they will counter and knock them down. Use Aerith and magic when this happens.
It's over! That's that.
Would kill for a shower.
I won't lose!
That's that. Focus.
See you around!
Head through the large metal door that's open, and up the ladder and then head left. It doesn't matter if you head right, they both circle to the same spot. Go through the dark areas and through the door to the right of the heart graffiti, and turn the power on, and go back to the dark areas now that they are light. I went back where I came from, drained the water for a chest with 800 gil, and then went back further and took the right hand side, and again drained the water, and the key will be on the drained floor. And now you can go back to the door where you turned the power on, and on the opposite side is a door that you can use the sewer key on.
Just to get back at us doesn't make any kind of sense.
Yeah, I can't imagine any way they could profit from it. It's gonna cost them a fortune to rebuild.
Corneo's lying. He's gotta be. Guys like him do it all the time out of habit. Guess I gotta.
Going in. Just in case.
Go on!
Was never in doubt. A key?
It worked!
Continue forward and head right. Defeat the enemies and go down the ladder on the left hand side and activate the switch to raise the gate.
Wait a
Won't be tough.
Of course not!
Enough. Not bad.
Head down the ladder into the now drained area and defeat the enemies. Go through the gap at the big gate and defeat more enemies.
Kinda in a rush, so...
You're done. Do that. Focus. So tired.
Go on! Oh, let's go! Yeah, fine! Glad that's over.
Don't hold back.
You got it!
Going in. I'm ending this. Was never in doubt.
The next weapon abilities I'm going for is Tifa's. The first one, which is Overpower, which is nearly finished as I worked on it in previous chapters. You activate Overpower and then just do one attack to get it quicker. Climb up the ladder opposite the one you came down on and up another ladder and go around to get the poison materia and then head back down and activate the switch to raise the gate, and you can go back up and use the top of the gate to get to the other side. Head down the 2 ladders, defeat the Saigon, and I unlock the Overpower ability. Tifa's next ability from the Sonic Striker's weapons is the Focus Strike, and to get it unlocked faster, the bonus is to do the move and it staggers the enemy. This is slightly tricky as you got to time it right and hope your other party members don't stagger the enemy. Also, you got to do it close range.
Deal with that.
Let me handle it.
You're good at this.
Told you so.
Head up the opposite ladder, activate the switch to make a bridge to cross over, and after the cutscene follow your party to a rest area. Go through the corridor next to the vending machine, down the ladder, and in the big room go straight on and defeat the rat and get the chest with 2 items called Orbs of Gravity. These suck 1/4 of an enemy's health when used against them. Return to the big room and go up the ladder on the right.
We can do better.
I'm pretty good at protecting myself, you know.
Continue on through the gaps and defeat the enemies and go through the linear path.
If this is what
Take
you
the
want,
lead.
let's turn it up.
Whatever.
There, give him your all. Finish him off.
And we're safe.
To prevent a little backtracking, head left here instead of right, as I had to go back around to get the material you see if you head right. Defeat the enemies and follow the path and head right once down the ladder to get the warding materia.
Think fast. That's it. Give him your all. This one's for you.
Not bad. Leave this to me.
I
All
don't
set.
think so.
Just bring it away. Nothing on.
I'm ready.
I can't stay awake.
Come on.
Here goes. One more shot.
Nothing to it.
Go past the ladder you went down to get to an area with more enemies, and then you can access a chest with revival earrings, and then go back all the way to where you can head right, where I first went and seen the warding materia.
Well, this
It's on
isn't
you.
good.
I got this.
I'm waiting.
Getting really sleepy. I'm
I'm trying, but I can't.
Hey,
That was pretty
Take root.
nice.
Get him. Gotcha. Here. Finish him off. This one's for you.
let's go. on you.
Okay, let's go.
Whatever.
Yeah, go on. Come on. Let's turn it up. You ready? Just go away. Give him your all. What the? Man, I'm trained for this. Finish him off.
The final ability for Tifa you can learn so far is the one from the new weapon you got in this chapter. You will need 2 ATB to get it faster. As Tifa, use ATB boost and then fight until you get your second ATB bar filled, then activate Star Shower, and then immediately after I would recommend you use a magic spell. Continue on and go through the door and follow the linear path until you get to the sewer system.
Look, that must be the way out.
I wonder. There must be some way we can lower the water level.
Head up the stairs on the right to get to a control room. Then, as Aerith, follow Tifa to the pressure machine. As Aerith, use the left analog stick and press up. And then as Tifa, mash X as fast as you can to make the red section bigger. And then finally, as Aerith, the black line will go from left to right, and you got to press down on the left analog stick to stop it on the red section to activate the first light. If you miss, you can do it again, and the red section will get even bigger, making it easier. Do this correctly 3 times, then go back to the control room and activate the switch.
Try to stay in sync. Spectacular!
That went well. All good. Whoops.
Keep calm.
Could have gone better. Okay.
All right, I think that did it.
Wonderful.
Okay, let's head back. Cloud's probably getting worried.
Now that the water is drained, you can continue on. The rest of the chapter is pretty linear. Lots of battles with enemies. There's no chest to look out for.
Together.
Let me handle it. Yeah. Bring it. We can do better. Keep it up. Yeah. good sweat.
Leave this to me. Deal with that.
I got this. Nothing to worry about. It's over. Go on, bring it. Bye.
Was never in doubt.
Sure is nice to go up for a change.
Hope the pillar's not much further. We can do better.
Hey, chill out!
I can't. I won't.
Giving it my all!
Hang back. I'll go on ahead and secure the exit.
If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, where there are more RPG and Final Fantasy walkthroughs, plus achievement and trophy guides, secrets and tips from the latest releases to retro games. Thanks for watching.